Welcome back to the TeamSpeak Team Liquid StarCraft 2 Open. I'm djWHEAT. Joining me is Chill, and here is the countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And thanks for joining us here. It is Game 3 between djWHEAT and Kyhol, a very high-ranked player on the ladder. Plays Terran, obviously, ranked 160 in the world and 37th in the region. And Chill, give us their position.
All right, well, I guess it's do or die time. Game 3 of the rubber match. Spawning in the top right as the red Zerg, we've got djWHEAT. And spawning in the bottom left as the blue Terran, it's, well, Kyhol. I'm going with Kyhol.
You like Kyhol? I noticed you just kind of been going with that, and I've sort of gone Kyhol. More times than not, there's always an extra syllable in there. You think you're saying it right, and then you know, it's always. But Kyhol, either way, had a very impressive game number 1 versus djWHEAT. Game number 2, maybe not so much. Maybe, you know, went for a strategy, wasn't totally comfortable with, thought it might work, but tried to find a small window of opportunity. Unfortunately, djWHEAT was ready for it, knew exactly how to handle that. So now we are here on Steps of War. Certainly, I would put the favor into the hands of the Terran on this matchup.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if it gets to any sort of mid-game timing where you're dealing with siege tanks, bunkers, turrets, and marines in the middle of the map, really difficult for Zerg. We've seen it done. It's not impossible. And I am unbelievably surprised that Red would put a hatchery down on Steps of War. Wow, this guy's he's sitting on some pretty big balls to throw that down first, but very confident in his macro style. He doesn't want to play safe, doesn't want to play pool first. He says, we'll do it with drones, we'll do it live, and here we are.
Yeah, and, you know, based off of the early attacks that we've seen from both of our Terrans today, with the amount of distance that is right here, I mean, this can just be killer. Now, one thing that will also come into play is, does he go with 1 queen or 2? And in this situation, I gotta believe that you cannot go double queen if you're going to fast expand on this particular map, just because I think you're going to need the units. And already we see Marine and SCV making their way out of here. More units going to be coming out of this double racks, and I think Kyhol knows exactly what he wants to do versus a Zerg here on this map.
We've got a couple SCVs and Marine coming up. A few drones just patrolling on the ramp, trying to deny any sort of SCV block. And here it comes, trying to take out that drone. More drones instantly being pulled off. He gets the first one, but the other drones are able to come out and bringing up the production tab. We've got 6 Zerglings, and we've got a bunker actually going down. Drone's going to have to fight that. djWHEAT would probably do well to throw down a spine crawler and then start fighting with his drones, but he's trying to hold off. Few Zerglings out now and not a lot of Marines. So the pressure has been thwarted, and djWHEAT takes his prize of an expansion, but he's not safe yet. You know, there's many timings for this all-in rush if you're playing as Terran.
Yeah, this is timing number 2. Spinecrawler is not even close to completion, so he's going to have to work these Zerglings very nicely. He does take out that forward SCV, which will make him relax just a little bit. 3 more there in that group. He pulls his drones again. He's going to have to pull them a second time, as these drones are just, I just want to mine, djWHEAT, but unfortunately they've got to fight as well. Moving forward now, he's just buying time for that Spinecrawler to complete. He will send his drone backs as well, because he knows that he's going to have the defense of that Spinecrawler right there. Does the Terran know that? Well, this time he can't really sneak so much around. Well, maybe he could get back there, but I don't think he's going to risk that. He does have more reinforcements coming. He's going to send back those SCVs and just move forward with the Marines.
So Command Center actually going up for Kyhol. He's going to give up the attack. The pressure's over, and, you know, djWHEAT really handling that well. Getting the fast expansion down, spreading the creeper outside of his natural, putting the spine crawler down there, and that means that he can't be blocked in by any sort of shenanigans. So as we saw, the 2 SCVs for Kyhol there show that he was trying to do some sort of you know, supply depot or bunker block in and then isolate the ramp, and that gets denied by the fast expansion. But you do run into the later 2-axe pressure that we saw Kyhol put on, and djWHEAT handled it very nicely, just holding off, not even needing a spine crawler to deal with it initially. Just dealing with it with drones. Really nice play by him, and he's going to get a pretty significant advantage going into the mid-game as a result.
You know, the other thing that could be very scary versus Terran on this matchup, of course, is that very quick siege tank push that can happen right here through the middle. And in fact, it was last week where we saw a bunch of players just move forward with bunkers and just continue to take over this whole area. It can be really, really scary. And you can see a lot of Marines here at the front of Kyhol. He's getting his orbital command as well. Over on the other side, drones, drones, drones. I do like the second spine crawler being put down. Zergling speed is also being researched. But again, Rhett showing the fantastic juggling act that he does, where he just tries to make as many drones as he possibly can to minimize his army until he is ready to just pump out units to his heart's content. He'll throw down another spine crawler as a just in case, and no move. Actually, he's going to go ahead and bust out some SCVs here from this orbital and then move it when he feels safe to do so.
This expansion for Kyhol is really late. You know, he's waiting for the tanks before he flies it out, which is fine against Banelings, but I think he needs to be a little more forceful there. He needs to run out, take his expansion, and rely on Zergling Micro to deal with any sort of attacks that are going on. But it looks like he's just not comfortable with that. Getting Hellions and actually Blue Flame out. And this is a really late orbital flying out there. I mean, at some point you have to take a stand, and I hope we see that soon out of Kyhol. He's going with the two factory Hellion push yet again, now lifting off his barracks and scout out with a handful of Marines and drop that orbital in. Meanwhile, Rhett putting down the Baneling nest to deal with any sort of mid-game Marine attack and going up to lair. He's got to get that Spire out, as you need the mutas. They are instrumental in dealing with that push that you were talking about with the bunkers and turrets. You need the mutas out, cutting off reinforcements and harassing tanks, or you're just going to get slowly picked apart.
Yeah, you know, and we did see Kyhol actually transition from this Marine Hellion push into tanks very nicely. But I think what's happening is that's going to give Rhett a little bit of time to prepare for that tank push coming up to the front. I like the fact that he's got the Banelings out right now. Baneling speed is going down, but Kyhol wants to put a lock on this middle area right now and make sure that he is under control. A lot of drones just sitting around doing nothing, but there are still not a whole lot of units out here. He will morph the remainder of his Zerglings into Banelings now and make a bunch more Zerglings. They are on the way. Lair is up. He's going to take his third, though, before he puts down a Spire. So I think that he feels comfortable enough with that Baneling. That's an oh no. Here we've got a few Hellions moving around to the third. They are probably not going to be able to take that down, but the rocks have not yet been dropped here. They are about ready to go down, and they're going to be able to beat on that for a while before Rhett actually has to deal with it.
And spine crawlers for Rhett pushing forward. But you know what the big problem for Kyhol is for me? In playing so safe and so passively, if you throw up the income tab, we've got 63 harvesters against 39.
Wow. And
that is just a huge problem for my eyes with the Terran trying to go, you know, toe to toe with the Zerg. And Rhett's got a little bit of a problem here in his third base being under assault via the Blue Flame Hellions, but he's going to deal with it with Banelings. He can probably actually hold off until mutas are out, which looks like that may be what he's looking for, or he might look for a good flank. Either way, not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I think he was also waiting on speeds. He's going to come in through the back, try to trap those Hellions. Lings, are you going to be able to do it? Oh my god, no, the Blue Flame pretty much make those almost useless. Here comes some more Lings from the back, and they are going to do some pretty good damage here. And the Terran player should actually walk away somewhat happy with that attack. A lot of Banelings were actually wasted in that attack. They just got completely obliterated in that particular matchup there, or in that particular fight. And there you can see more Banelings are going to be on the way, but they will move forward, scan, take out some more of those creep tumors, make that mobilization just that much more worse. A great Marine spread here for Kyhol, just in case some Banelings were to move in here. And 3 tanks, a bunch of Hellions, and Marines. It is time for the Terran to push out.
Yeah, and I mean, what's Rhett's response? Showing the production tab, we don't have any mutas, or excuse me, only 3 on the way, but none out. And here comes the tank siege, sieging up one. The other one's going to drive up forward, and looks like he's got his eyes on moving actually into the third base of Rhett. Not sure I agree with that. So he's going to leave the 3 siege tanks behind. No, I would have preferred a slower push here. It's really unbelievably strong on this map, and it makes Zerg very uncomfortable. It looks like he's going to push in. Banelings and Lings going to try to flank in, and Kyhol donating the majority of his Marines, but There's a lot sitting with the tanks, and now the tanks are going to get active unsiege, and looks like they're going to turn on home.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually really surprised that he didn't push in there with his siege tanks as well. He probably could have slow pushed just as you said, and now we've got some mutas coming out. Oh, a Thor is out as well. I think those mutas did get an eyeball on that Thor, and so he's going to have to be very, very careful. And how is he going to respond to that? You can see he's getting +1 attack for his mutas. No harassment coming out for these guys yet, but he's got quite a few here. As you take a look, he's now up to 9 mutas, and he could stand to do a little bit of damage here to either of the bases of the Terran. The third base was getting ready to go up now for Kyhol, and here he's going to move out with his mutas, not even all of them, to see what sort of damage he can do.
Yeah, I like this flying to the main base. The majority of the army is at the natural. See what you can pick off. You don't even need to go for SCVs. You can, you know, snipe a tech lab or something. So Rhett's moving in, and he's actually going to try to cut reinforcements. No, he's going to fly into Thor range, eating a big shot there as he's not magic box, as he was in kind of harassment mode, all bunched up to deal with any, you know, get around any turrets. And here comes the push for Kyhol. He's moving in, starting his turrets up, and getting his tank sieged up, and this is when it really gets dirty for Zerg.
Yeah, it does. Infestation Pit going up because Zerg realizes he's got to be making tech up to Hive right away. He has got a good thing going here with his economy on the third base. There the Infestation Pit is over there. Now moving forward, he's going to try to pick off these missile turrets while he can. Thor is going to move into position. Wow, 2 Thors out doing a lot of damage. 1 Queen moving forward, getting just absolutely raped there by those Hellions. And now the mutas are going to move in from the back. Oh my gosh, a ton of siege takes back there. 1 goes down, a second one may go down, yes, and a third as well. And that is going to be hugely cost effective for the Zerg player right there. He also moves those Thors out of position, gets right on top of this one, might take out this Thor. No, we'll decide to leave it alone, but I do think that, again, continues to buy Rhett some valuable time. Our Terran's doing a good job, though. His slow push is working. He's got control of this middle.
Yeah, but I mean, look at the third base of Rhett. Look at this Baneling Ling monstrous army that is getting in position. This may be Rhett's time to break it, and he's got to break this cleanly. He's moving forward with everything. Zerglings in the front, Banelings in the back, trying to move in and surround the Hellions. Hellions dealing a lot of damage. Here come the Banelings moving right in, taking out a lot of Marines, taking it all the way to the siege tanks. Now the Mutalisk able to clean up, and I think for all intents and purposes, that was a trade, but you know, Zerg got some breathing room. He pushed off, got a little bit of map control back, going to take some time and build up. He didn't get access to a third base, but he stopped the slow push for now.
I have to agree with you on that. He did kind of, and you know what? You could see that he wants to use that extra opportunity to put a hatchery here at the gold. Meanwhile, the third, oh, there are 3 missile turrets over here. Good job sending those Lings in, taking those down before the Mutas move into position. Mutas will get caught over here. Do take out a couple Hellions, but they got to watch out for those Thors. And Lings will run away as well as the Hellions chase them out. Might actually chase them all the way to the third. And oh my God, giving up all of these mutas. That was not good. Look at the amount of corruptors that are coming out though, because the Greater Spire is on the way and he's going to try to push some Broodlords here, but he's got to have some sort of supplemental ground army here, or I'm worried that those Broodlords can still get eaten up pretty badly.
Well, you know, Broodlords do very well against Thors, and we have no Marine upgrades. They don't have stim, they don't have combat shields. I don't think he even has a tech lab on the barracks. So the heart of this army is the Terran mech in Hellions and Thors, with a few tanks behind their Lings, again flanking into the third base. Meanwhile, Terran moving in to the third base of Red. He's stalling for the Greater Spire. It's only at 50%, so he's just going to give it up and fly away and say, I have to do it with these Broodlords.
Yeah, I mean, literally, it's going to be a Broodlord all in right here. As he's got a lot of Lings. He's got a good amount of Banelings right now. Where are all the Corruptors? Have they out on the
They're
map?
in the main base.
Okay, so he's trying to hide those as well. Lings will try to hold on to there. That gold base did not get no, it must have gotten taken out. He's re-put it down now. He's going to send some Lings over there to defend. Also sending some Lings over to the other gold, make sure there's nothing going on there. Finds the missile turret out here, still all alone. Will take those out. And here we go, the big morph to all of the Broodlords. And he's going to morph them into the main base, so he's not going to have a ton of mobility. Meanwhile, Ling attack over here at the third, and he will take out one of the missile turrets, trying to go for a second one. A bunch of Lings getting roasted there. As, man, that's a really Hellion-heavy army, dude. And a lot of Thors there, but I think this could be pretty nasty with these Broodlords. This might be perfect.
If we look in the main base of Kyhol, we see he's anticipated this. He's got 3 starports pumping out Vikings. So Rhett's left 3 Corruptors, but this could be devastating for him. After those Corruptors, and he's morphing the two of the Corruptors into Broodlords. Once that one Corruptor gets taken out and the Vikings start going to work on these Broodlords, it's going to be so hard for Rhett to deal with this. He's going to try to run away, but they're just going to get sniped by the Vikings. Really nice anticipation by Kyhol in this game.
And he is going to see those Vikings with the Overlord right away. Broodlord's going in along with the Link, doing a lot of damage here. One Thor almost down, but he's going to be in big trouble when more Vikings pop out. And you can see those Corruptors are going down so quickly. The Thor's focus firing up. Oh my God, as he might be able to hold this off. These Broodlords are just getting annihilated here. But the Thors are decreasing in number, trying to move out of there. There are only a few Broodlords left, and only, oh my God. The Vikings may save the day. Link's gonna come in, try to clean up the rest of these Thors. Wow.
I mean, Red is still doing well in supply. He's down a little bit. Vikings actually land to deal with the Zerglings, but now he's got to figure out what's his next move. He's got the gold base up, which is actually ironically going to be scouted by a command center floating over there. He's got his 3rd base up yet again. Production tab shows he's making only Zerglings at this point and putting up a Roach Warren. So he's got a few Corruptors out, but I think Terran has the trigger to push now. And he's probably going to make a few units, push forward, and try to end the game. I think it's going to happen very soon. Here come the Vikings flying in, and are they going to land and try to deal with this? I would imagine they are. And Red is in a ton of trouble. I don't even know if he can hold this.
Yeah, this is going to be really rough. His drones are going to have to get out of there. You can see he's got a few Corruptors here, but I don't think he has what he needs to be able to morph them. Actually, he does have a little bit of the economy to do so, but instead he's decided to put a Roach Warren down and an Ultralisk Cavern. Oh no, he says good game. It is too late as he loses. Let me look at the income at the end there.
Wow.
He was about ready to run out. His natural was about done. Look at the amount of idle drones there. He was completely saturated there, and he just did not feel like there was enough left. And both Liquid members have been eliminated, and Root Druby and Kyhol will meet here for the TeamSpeak Team Liquid StarCraft 2 Open number 5. Certainly a surprising result.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would have expected that going in, or if you did, you're a better man than me. But, you know, props to those guys, and props to Kyhol kind of going back to his more solid, I want to say safe, but style of play where he doesn't try to win it with the sneaky Banshee, kind of shenanigans. He just builds the right units, pushes slowly, pulls back, expands nicely, defends well, and props to him. He deserved to take that series. Played very nicely. And now I'm interested to see what can he do in TVT against Druby. I know Druby is a monster TVZ, but also very, very strong TVT.
Yeah, that's the one thing I think that may separate these two, is that don't forget that Root Druby has a lot of tournament experience against a lot of high-level players, playing at things like MLG, also getting very, very far in the TeamSpeak Team Liquid StarCraft 2 Open. However, you've also got a ladder player who's not only proven that he can get this far, but also take out high-caliber players, and now he is moving in a position where this is his chance to get his name out there. He wants the lights circling his name and people, meeting him at the airport when he comes home from Christmas vacation and stuff. And so that's why I love these TeamSpeak Team Liquid StarCraft 2 Opens, just to give players the opportunity to do exactly that. It is sad to see both TLO and Liquid Rhett leave the tournament. I was especially interested to see how Rhett would do, but we do have our two players, Druby and Kyhol, two Terran players leading the pack, and they will now be featured in the finals. We are going to be taking a quick break. We'll get our replays, and when we return, we will have the conclusion of the TeamSpeak Team Liquid StarCraft 2 Open, as it will be Terran player Druby versus Terran player Kyhol. That'll be coming up here in just a moment after this. Chill, take your break, but don't go away, because we'll be right back.
Tag team back again. Check it to wreck it, let's begin. Party on, party people, let me hear some noise. DC's in the house, jump, jump, rejoice. There's a party over here, a party over there. Wave your hands in the air, shake the dairy, yeah. These three words mean you're getting busy. Whoa, there it is, Hitman.